Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us here on Facebook Live. I'm Melissa Sardelli from Eyewitness News this morning, and so happy to be here down in Newport today at the Edward King House Senior Center. And with me is the executive director. I have Carmela Gear here. I also have Randy Sacalotti from Navigant Credit Union. So I want to start with you, Carmela. You're the executive director at this beautiful, I wish that on Facebook Live we could really give everyone a great glimpse of how beautiful this place is, this mansion where you work. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, we are blessed to work with the City of Newport. The building belongs to the City of Newport, built in 1845 by Mr. Edward King. He made his fortune in the China trade and built this gorgeous home just before the Gilded Age. It became the first public library for the City of Newport in 1912, and then in 1969, it became the Senior Center. We just celebrated our 50th anniversary. So it's a really special, special place to work, not just because of our mission, but because of the wonderful place of which we are located. We're located in the heart of Newport, on what we call the Newport campus, with Parks and Recreation and the Newport Public Library and our Public Services Department and our tennis courts. You could invariably park your car here at 9 a.m., come take a class at the King House, go grocery shopping across the street, go get some books at the public library, spend the day, and never have to move your car.
It's unbelievable, and you guys have some really fantastic classes for 50 and older. And what also was great for me to learn is that you don't actually have to live down here in Newport to become a member.
You don't have to be a Newport resident in order to become a member. We just ask that you, spend your money in Newport because it's important to keep Newport a thriving city. And we also ask you to participate fully within the program. Our goal here, our mission here, is to age well in community. So really our only rule is that you're over the age of 50. But you're right, you don't have to be a Newport citizen or resident in order to do that. We have visitors from all over the country who come to participate in events and programs that we have here. And yes, we're not your typical senior center. We've got a thriving theater program and music program. We provide health and fitness classes that include boxing fitness.
Tell me more about that.
Boxing. So our instructor, Karen Doolin, came to us one day a couple of years ago, and she works for one of our local gyms, and she said, Carm, I'd really like to take a boxing class to seniors. And you can imagine, what I thought at the time, that I'm going to have seniors all flattened out on the floor of the studio. And she said that no, indeed, she is highly qualified in teaching seniors how to box. And her goal was to not water down the sport of boxing for them, but for them to learn real, true techniques so that they wouldn't get injured. But the blessing to boxing is that it's great for your hand-eye coordination. It's great for cognitive growth. It's great for the cardio aspect of living well physically. And the lovely thing about the group is that they've become so tight-knit because they do spar against one another that they've become a little cohort unto themselves. We did learn one thing, though, that we try to keep married couples apart.
I can see why.
Absolutely.
And you guys also provide a meal service as well.
We do. In fact, we're in transition right now with regards to our meal service, and you're standing in the middle of the kitchen right now. The city has been so supportive in helping us with a tremendous window restoration program, and kudos to the City of Newport for believing in this property and keeping it in good stead for the senior community. So we took the opportunity with having a new sewage line put in and the new windows being restored to really do a really great upgrade here in the kitchen. So it doesn't look like a cafeteria so much anymore. It looks more like a cafe. And we'll be offering hot and cold items to folks that they can grab and go within the coming weeks. So, stay tuned. We'll have more news on that as the weeks go on.
Wow, how wonderful. And you guys have so many different events. I know that you have an event coming up this weekend regarding some arts as well as antiques.
We do. We have a Family Treasures lecture that's coming up this Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. It's free, open to the public. Doesn't matter how old you are for coming to this. In fact, as you go around the table and you get introduced to our board members and volunteers, the individual who's leading that program, Mr. Ballard, is sitting at the end of the table. He can tell you a little bit more about that. But the title of the lecture is What Happens When Folks Don't Want Granny's China? So as folks are getting older and they're downsizing, their families don't know, what to do with the china that's been in the family for 50 years, or the knickknack that they think have antiques, but are really not.
Right. Are they worth $1 million, or is it worth?
Right. So we have a couple of professionals on hand who will be working with Ford Sunday afternoon. It's a lovely way to spend an hour and a half here at the King House, and they'll have items that folks can take a look at, and they'll be judging them themselves. It's not an Antiques Roadshow. That's not what it is.
Okay.
So I don't want to give folks the impression that that's what it is, but it's to give folks a really good understanding of what the market will, in 2020, bear for antiques, and how likely is it you're going to be able to sell Grandma's 145-piece china pattern. So those are the kinds of things that we have here, and we were talking a little bit earlier. We've got Senior Week coming up this spring, and that's an opportunity for us to share with the community all the things that are important to folks over the age of 50. And although nobody likes to be called a senior, we get it. When you're over the age of 50, you're over the age of 50. You can call it whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But there are things that we have to contend with as we grow older, from health insurance to making sure our homes are safe for us to live in as we age. And we have a big event coming up this spring called the Second Chance Prom, where it's a fundraiser for us. We are a not-for-profit organization, but it's an opportunity to celebrate aging no matter how old you are.
How wonderful. And you guys are doing this with such a limited number of people, too, which is what I found fascinating. So it's so nice to come here, learn more about it. And also with me, as I had mentioned earlier, I have Randy Sacalotti from Navigant Credit Union. Did I get that right?
A little bit. Sacalato.
Sacalato.
That's okay.
Tell me a little bit about why you think a senior center is important to a community. And I know that you had some personal experiences as well that you're kind of going through.
Sure. Well, first, Navigant's proud and thrilled to recognize the Edward King House, the team, the staff, the directors, for all they do for the citizens here in the Newport County and around. Nonprofit leadership is critical, and to be able to offer a house that's safe, that provides self-worth and dignity as people get older, to provide education classes, health and wellness workshops, to really provide a place where they can be social, they can share their past experiences. My mother, who's 81, she needs a place where she can meet other people, because I can't always be there. My brothers and sisters can't always be there. So they need a place where they can go and feel safe, and have a place where they can share both the past and the future, and get resources and get just a real sense of belonging to something, and that they still have value as citizens. So it's a great time, great place.
And it's not only for the seniors, but the families and friends and the caretakers that are participating in their daily life. So as you had mentioned, it's something that's so important to the community. Coming here, you got a tour of the place. Tell me what you thought of the...
Oh, it's amazing. It's a mansion, and yet it's been put in a way where people can enjoy just the spectacle of it, the artwork, the statues and the stairways, and it just makes you feel really, really good that you're in a place that you're not in some cement block building, but you're in a place that has a gorgeous view of the bridge and of Newport and everything. Hey, I'm 50. I'm 58. I can join, right? So I'm all in.
It's on the way, Randy.
I'm all in. So this is just a great place where you can really feel that it's more than just a room or a house, that it's really a community, it's really a family.
And I wanted to meet some of the board members here. We were taking up a little bit of their time earlier and getting a tour of the place, but I wanted to meet some individuals who are here daily, some members. Penny, tell me about your role over here at the Edward House.
Well, I'm proud to be the board president, and it didn't happen overnight. I joined here 5 years ago kicking and screaming because I didn't want to join a senior center with old ladies dozing in their chairs. After being here one day, I realized nobody dozes here. We have fun, we participate, we learn, we grow, and it's just a good place to come sometimes if you have an hour and you want to meet some friends and visit. But anyway, it's just such a great place, and we've seen our membership grow. And I have a very active board, and I'm so proud of them because we all take an active role in helping the house become better every day.
That's wonderful. And I want to meet this gentleman right next to you, another board member. Can you tell me your name, sir?
My name is John Thompson.
John, what do you do over here?
Well, I'm the treasurer, but I also sing in the senior choir. We have a group of men and women that actually sing in the choir, and we visit different nursing homes. It's something we do, and each year there's a different theme that we have, which is really a lot of fun because music really brings memories back to people and things like that. And we've experienced where people who seem to be like comatose, but actually when we start singing music they recognize, then they cheer up, which is really a great thing to do.
Oh yeah, music can do some fabulous things. And this nice lady next to you, she was telling me she was taking a boxing class over here. This is really fascinating me. What do you enjoy about this boxing class?
Well, I think it's cool. Even if you don't do anything, just to say you're taking it fascinates people, I assure you. I work closely with the AARP, and anytime I'm off the island at meetings and people say, well, what are you doing these days? When I say I'm taking a boxing class at Edward King House, they are fascinated. And it's an enjoyable class. I'm a health and PE background anyway, public school teacher for 30 years, so I'm not that unusual when it comes to physical activity, but it's a co-ed class, and we are, as Carm said, we take classes, skills are taught to us by a real boxer. She's excellent, and she does not cut us any slack, but she's understanding, and she provides us with an opportunity to enjoy a sport that is amazing for someone over 50 to be doing.
Oh, and I didn't catch your name.
My name is Ruth.
Ruth, you look like you got it all together, my friend.
Yeah, likewise.
And what's your name, ma'am?
Regina.
Regina, what are you getting out of the Edward King House over here?
A wonderful opportunity to take part in an assortment of activities. I mean, I do a range of things. I do chair yoga, which is wonderful and saves me from having to take mat yoga where I have to struggle to get up off the floor from one pose to another.
Yeah.
Chair yoga is wonderful, and it's a difficult workout as well. I also play Scrabble here, and I also take part in the Circle of Scholars, which is, I take an international current events course, which is a wonderful opportunity to talk about things that are going on around the world with amazing speakers that come in and with wonderful expertise that we can grow. It's just an opportunity to do so many different things here.
Wow, it sounds like there's a wide array of stuff. And Sarah, I didn't catch your name earlier, but I know that you're in charge of an event this weekend. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, Ford Ballard, and I'm chairing a panel on what to do with family treasures for the next generation, because lifestyles change. I grew up here in Newport. We sat down every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, eating off English china, sterling silver, and today it's eat in the kitchen. If it isn't dishwasher safe, I don't want to deal with it. So these are some of the challenges for older folks who may have inherited things that are 50, 100, 200 years old, and who wants them? What do I do with them? And even here at the King House, we have to say that every gift to the King House is unrestricted, because at some point in the future, we might not be able to use it. We had a wonderful collection of old china teacups and saucers. Well, health regulations require that they go through the dishwasher. And if we can't go through the dishwasher, we're not supposed to use them.
Do it. I hear
Can't
ya.
do it.
And those are some tough decisions to make sometimes for people, so it's nice that you can provide some guidance.
Pleasure. And part of what I do here as a board member is advise on fundraising, and we've been very successful over the last 3 years in increasing our membership and having campaign appeals and special events that really help finance all of the activities that we do here in Newport.
Well, and hopefully this helps as well. I want to go over to this next lady. How are you today, ma'am?
Fine, thank you.
Tell me a little bit about yourself and what you're doing over here at the King House.
I'm Lynn Segley. I'm on the Newport City Council, and I am one of the council liaisons for the Edward King House. So I bring information to them from the city. I take information back to the mayor, the city manager, and try to help out with just city issues that they might have, because this is a city-owned building. For instance, we had issues with parking, and so we had to work with the police department to try to figure out how we can make parking easier for folks, and also the window restoration. When we had the sewage issue, there's just a lot of city issues that have to be dealt with, and we also support the Edward King House through monetarily, through trusts, and we make sure we manage that well. So.
How wonderful. Very important job yet again over here. And who is this pretty lady in the red scarf over here? Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Trudy Duval, and I live in Middletown, and I come to the King House because it is an extremely vibrant atmosphere with vibrant people. We just recently had a discussion. Somebody can always throw in their opinion, and we're still happy at the end. And their classes here are exceptional. Carmela recently taught a class in, the upcoming is Aging Fully. I think the last semester was an Aging Fully class also. And the class consisted probably 8 to 10 people, which was nice for interaction. And there was another class here that I recently took, which was a mental health class.
Yep.
Again, very 8 to 10, I think. And we were able to participate. It was not like sitting with a book and going home and having a test. It's you communicate your ideas, you communicate your feelings, and it's truly a wonderful atmosphere here.
Well,
It
you
really
feel like
is.
your voice is really able to be heard.
Yeah. And these aren't wrinkles. These are lines of experience.
I love that, Trudy. Thank you so much. And next over here, hi, how you doing today? Tell me a little bit about
Very
yourself.
well. I'm Agnes Martin, and I've been a board member for a few years now, and I've been a member here for probably about 10 years, and it is, as everybody has said, a wonderful, vibrant place, but it's so homey as well. And I've taken just about everything they've offered here. I'm doing chair yoga, which is actually, as Regina said, it's quite a workout.
Yeah.
And I've taken Tai Chi, Qigong, Reiki here, been at Circle of Scholars, and I'm also part of the senior chorus here. And there's just something for everyone. And even if someone just wants to come and be here and not participate, there's still...
Just be surrounded. by
Yes,
it.
they're surrounded by a safe environment and people looking out for them.
Oh, how wonderful. And last but certainly not least, wanted to come on over to you. Hi, how are you today?
I'm Mary Ann Cohen. I'm the newest board member.
Well, congratulations.
But I have been a member for many years. I take part also in the senior chorus, and even just the chorus itself, the camaraderie, all those people getting together and singing. You don't need a great voice. It all blends. The instructor is wonderful. But, and I also teach a beading class. We've just started teaching some of the ladies how to make simple jewelry. They feel really good that they've accomplished that. And it's not complicated. You know, we keep it simple for them. But the atmosphere is wonderful. Everyone is so welcoming.
And I could vouch for that, too. Everyone I've met today has been so kind, so understanding. It's wonderful to get to know a lot more about the Edward King House here down in Newport. And thanks for joining us here on Facebook Live. We will have a full story tomorrow on Eyewitness News at noon.